Hey, what's up everybody? How are you doing? I hope you have had a beautiful week. I missed you guys last week. I was trying to get my dairy video done, but it just didn't get done in time, and that's the way the world works sometimes. It's a long, arduous video full of research and stuff. It's gonna be out soon. So stay excited. Thank you for your patience. Don't forget, we've got a new podcast. Thank you to all of you who have supported us by watching the podcast. We just had a new episode drop yesterday, so check it out, enjoy it, rate it, share it, just have fun. Today's recipe is a TikTok recipe, which was sent to me by a friend of mine named Jack. Jack's a good guy. Jack's a fun guy. Jack's also a menace to society and leaves random photos on my phone like these. What I like about this recipe already is it's simple. Really just one ingredient. Super accessible ingredient at that. The Portobello mushroom. Ever heard of it? I love Portobello mushrooms, and today we're gonna be making a vegan steak out of Portobello mushroom. Now, wait a minute before you freak out and you go, that's not steak, that's mushroom. Yeah, no shit. But like, let me have my fun. Okay, either way, I'm just excited to find a new way to cook a portobello mushroom. So anyway, here's the original TikTok. They did the slideshow thing, which I guess that's like trendy now. So there weren't exact measurements in this recipe, but that's okay. I think I get the gist. Well, let's just hop right into this recipe, shall we? So I scooched out of the kitchen to shout out today's sponsor, Bellessa. Bellessa has been kind enough to sponsor me in the past, and once again, they are hooking you up with a free giveaway. So every single person that enters this giveaway is either gonna get a gift card or a free toy. Bellessa's mission is to encourage everyone to explore, celebrate, and embrace their sexuality. Some of the favorites I've got here are the Bellessa Air Vibe Pro, which is dual stimulation, it's waterproof, and it is flexible, so it can work with any body. Then we've got the Thump, which offers vibration, suction, and thumping. The Demi Wand is their smallest and quietest wand vibrator, and I would say this one is probably like the most beginner friendly. And lastly, we have my personal favorite, which is the Pebble. It's just like super easy to use. It's so tiny and adorable. It fits in your hand. It basically feels like an extension of your body. And you can take it with you anywhere you go. All of these are rechargeable and they come in discreet packaging, so you can just like leave it on your bedstand. No one's really gonna know what this is while it's charging. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the link in my description and win either a free toy or a gift card. And if you don't want it, give it to a friend, give it to a family member, a loved one. Who doesn't want a free toy? And thank you again, Bellessa, for sponsoring today's video. We're gonna start off, grab our mushrooms. I don't know who his mushroom dealer is, but I need the number because my guy, Trader Joe's, doesn't have portobello mushrooms like that. This mushroom that this person had was massive. Probably going to the local farmer's market, maybe you would get some big guys. First thing we're gonna do is rinse these off. And then we're going to remove the stems if they have much of a stem and just peel that off like that. We're gonna trim the edges off so that they're kind of a perfect square. Of course, like I said, like the bigger the mushroom, probably the better / more fun maybe, but I don't got mushroom on this chopping board anyway. Just like that. Okay, now of course we're not gonna throw these away. Are you sick? We're gonna save it because we don't want to waste these. These are perfectly good mushroom, okay? We got some squares, and now, whoa, what is that? I'll just not think about that. Okay, now we got these 3 stooges here, and the next thing we're gonna do is to score them. All right, they say in the TikTok that it looks harder than it actually is, and I am hoping on every star above that that is the truth. The square, wow, those are tiny little squares, but we're gonna do our best here, okay? So we want a very sharp knife. And I've got one. I've moved up in the world. We got a good one, okay? But we don't want to chop it in half, so you gotta be careful while you're doing it, okay? And basically, apparently what this is gonna do is to help tenderize the mushroom. It's gonna help cook it evenly and make it nice and tender all the way through. Actually, yeah, this isn't so bad at all. Wow. I might even be a savant for this, honestly. These lines.
Oh, these knives, man.
These lines, man. Is there a thing for people that like little tiny even squares? It's like the opposite of tryptophobia, maybe? It's a little tedious, but like it's really not that bad, honestly. I'm gonna grab a pan that I can ideally put in the oven after this because we're gonna sear it on the stovetop and then we're gonna go ahead and place it in the oven and bake it off. Now, if this looks like not super pretty, it's Arya's fault because he does a horrible job of cleaning this. So blame him, is what I'm saying. We're gonna take all of these portobello mushrooms and I'm going to put some oil in this pan and we're gonna just sear them on each side. So basically in the TikTok, he said the more color we have, the more flavor we're gonna have. Okay, so I got some garlic here. I just crushed it with this old knife. And these are the potatoes I'm making for mashed potatoes that I'm gonna have on the side. So we're gonna take these and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop them right in there. And you know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna get some butter. Some butter. Oh my God. Look what I did. I left this going and now there's a flood. I'm not happy with myself at the moment at all. But we're gonna add this sage to our mushrooms. There's just so much happening right now. There's so much happening. What the fuck? There we go. Woo! Wow, I burnt that garlic to a crisp. That's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna bake this at like 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 180 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna take this out. We took some of the sage butter and we added it to a separate pan, which I have right here. I added a little bit more butter as well. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some lemon juice and some white wine vinegar or rice wine vinegar, whatever acidity you want. And we're gonna let the fat and the vinegar and everything reduce. Then we're gonna add some cream, some black pepper, and some of this like crispy sage that we had before. I'm just gonna chop it up nice and fine, and we're gonna add that in there as well. And this is gonna turn into our little au jus kind of sauce. This batch is looking tiny. I don't know about this, folks. I was like super excited, but now I'm a little suspicious. Look at this little thing. Like, what? Ooh, that looks nice and juicy though, I will say that. Whoa. Things are getting interesting. Okay, actually, maybe I'm about to eat my words. Oh, that looks nice and juicy though, I will say that. The texture of it is unbelievable. It's like crispy on the outside and then like kind of tender. It does look like a little piece of meat. Whoa. Listen closely. The texture is so tender. This method of scoring it, searing it, and baking it absolutely is transformative to this mushroom. I'm gonna dip it in the au jus. That's really good. What an elevated mushroom. Deluxe. Let's get real for a minute. As far as like tasting like steak, this really doesn't taste like anything like steak, to be honest with you. It's like I give it like a 4.55 out of 10 for that. I might be being kind of generous. Experience-wise, I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Because it still tastes like a mushroom, but the mixture of the crispiness and the seared outside with the like tender, juicy inside is just, it's the experience that I'm looking for with steak. However, I am a big fan of this as a way to eat mushrooms. It's definitely extra work. If I'm gonna do this, I want a big old mushroom. Because otherwise it's kind of like, all right, what am I doing? This took me like an hour. All right, let's get a Mediator's opinion. This is someone who has regular steak nights with his brother. So let's just see what Arya has to say about this mushroom steak.
People dying.
Look at this big juicy steak.
You know what it looks like? It looks like octopus. It smells nice.
Yeah?
I was smelling it from in here as you were cooking it. You don't see my knob, do you?
No.
I'm wearing underwear.
Why do you have to call it that?
Woo! Don't show my knob. Don't go down there. It's very tasty. It does not taste like steak, but it's very tasty though. I like it. Very tasty, but yeah, definitely not a steak to me.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Will you replace your steak on steak nights?
It's delicious.
That's not an answer.
Right as to steak, I'd give this a 3. That TikToker lied. But taste-wise, I'd give it like a nice 7.4. Very tasty.
Well, that concludes another episode of Merle Tries Things on TikTok, and they don't actually seem to be what they look like, but they're still pretty good. And with that, I guess I will bid you all adieu. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video. All my links to my socials are in my description. Check out our podcast. We put out a new episode every Monday. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thanks again to Jack for sending me this recipe. I'll see you next Tuesday in the least offensive way possible.